Hello everyone, let's review November's 3-card blind main event tournament results. This month, we broke our all-time record for participation in the main event. We had 347 players, 96 of which were new players to the event. I want to thank all of the new players especially for trying out the format, but I also think we owe a special thank you to MTG Simplified, who made a video talking about his experience with 3-card blind. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'd highly recommend you check out MTG Simplified's channel, and it is also a rare opportunity to hear me speak about 3-card blind outside of the context of these more formal meta snapshot videos. Among the 347 submissions this month, there were 252 unique decks. If we weigh the cards in each of these decks by their performance and run them through the Simpsons Diversity Index, we would see that this month was a small decrease in diversity compared to the prior month. The 3-card blind diversity grade for this month was a B+. Coming into this meta, the pool of legal cards was pretty similar to what we saw last month, but notably, Isochron Scepter had been banned. Isochron Scepter, Mana Crypt, and either Lightning Helix, Battle Menu, or Verdant Command was a very powerful strategy, and a popular one too. But the greatest significance in it leaving the meta was that it removed the most popular and potentially most powerful deck that relied on no lands at all. This set the stage for Rishadan Port and Encroach to be significant parts of this month's meta. The number of decks that were entirely immune to these two cards was much more narrow compared to what we saw in the prior month. There was a tie for the most popular cards this month. They were Lightstall Inquisitor and Undiscovered Paradise. Lightstall Inquisitor is new, powerful, and unique, making it an attractive card to all kinds of players. The most popular deck this month was Crack the Earth, Lightstall Inquisitor, and Undiscovered Paradise. Undiscovered Paradise has been one of the most popular cards of all time because it is essentially a dual land that has a small upside pinned onto it. Notably, the fact that Undiscovered Paradise can return to your hand means that it will naturally shed auras like Evil Presence and Seize Claim. And of course, it is an especially important card for Saz's Chocobo, which is a powerful 1-drop in the format purely because it can be combined with Undiscovered Paradise to make sure that you're getting a landfall trigger every turn. And from here, let's jump straight into discussing this month's winning decks. In Novice 4, our winner was Iago2345, who is playing Chancellor of the Forge, Dwarven Hold, and Fury. This is a classic 3-card blind deck that can either interact with the board early or stall out the game to try to drop a huge haymaker. In Novice 3, our winner was Simply the Onion, who was playing Phyrexian Processor, Planar Nexus, and Urza's Tower. Planar Nexus allows the deck to turn on Urza's Tower's effect without actually needing 3 lands. Phyrexian Processor allows the deck to create an absolutely massive token every turn, possibly even a 1919 depending on the opponent's deck. We already have plenty of evidence in the format's history that creating a 2/2 every turn is very powerful, so creating a 1919 is absolutely devastating. In Novice 2, our winner was Nemo the Fish, who was playing Lightstall Inquisitor, Saz's Chocobo, and Undiscovered Paradise. We've already referenced all 3 of these cards to some extent in this video, but this is a demonstration that they can be mixed and matched to great effect. In Novice 1, our winner was Bird Nerd, who was playing Inquisition of Kozilek, Saz's Chocobo, and Undiscovered Paradise. This is a deck that we've seen in past months, but notably, Bird Nerd claimed the highest win rate we've ever seen in the history of this tournament, outside of the point in time where I was just playing with my own personal friends. 95% is the new record to beat, and I suspect that Bird Nerd is going to hold that record for a long time. In Aspirant 4, our winner was Stickman, who was playing Eldrazi Displacer, Eldrazi Temple, and Mox Pearl. This is a deck that has been on the top of experienced players' radars for a long time, but it hasn't seen much play in the main event. Eldrazi Displacer's ability can essentially lock down a single creature for an entire game, preventing it from ever attacking or blocking. It's exciting to finally see this deck get its turn in the spotlight. In Aspirant 3, our winner was ZWolf64, who was playing Crystal Vein, Mox Emerald, and Words of Wilding. This has been the go-to token spam deck for a while now. There's nothing flashy about it, but putting out a 2/2 bear every turn is a winning strategy. In Aspirant 2, our winner was Nice Guys Finish Fast, who was playing Ensnaring Bridge, Keldon Megaliths, and Molten Slag Heap. It will take a long time for this deck to win the game, but the fact that you can hide behind Ensnaring Bridge indefinitely makes it a very powerful slow strategy. In Aspirant 1, we had a tie. Our first winner was Repairman Man, who was playing Dryad Arbor, Springheart Nantuko, and Undiscovered Paradise. Springheart Nantuko can be bestowed onto Dryad Arbor, which allows Undiscovered Paradise landfall triggers to create additional copies of Dryad Arbor. Because those Dryad Arbor tokens themselves are also lands, they can trigger the landfall ability as well. And tokens you've created on prior turns can help pay for those landfall abilities, so this deck can scale rapidly if it's given time to do so. Our other winner in Aspirant 1 was Somebody. No, I didn't forget their username, Somebody actually is their username. And they were playing Aether Vial, Caracas, and Toby, Beastie Befriender. Because Toby is a legendary creature, we can use Caracas to return Toby to our hand, and use Aether Vial to put it back out again and generate more 4/4 tokens every turn. Generally speaking, a 4/4 token every turn is going to be more than enough to win the game, but if things do drag on for some reason, Toby eventually allows us to give those tokens flying. In Contender 6, our winner was Artisarile, who was playing Cecil Dark Knight, Inquisition of Kozilek, and Starting Town. In case that you missed it, this deck can use Starting Town to manipulate its own life total to help flip Cecil to his more powerful side a little earlier. In Contender 5, our winner was British Leprechaun, who was playing Mana Crypt, Phyrexian Dreadnought, and the Mycosynth Gardens. After playing Phyrexian Dreadnought, its trigger that requires you to sacrifice creatures with a combined power of 12 or more goes on the stack. While it's on the stack, there's an opportunity available to use the Mycosynth Garden's activated ability to become a copy of Phyrexian Dreadnought, and because the Mycosynth Gardens is already in play, it doesn't have that enters the battlefield trigger that the original copy has. This neat trick lets you sneak Phyrexian Dreadnought into play on turn 1, and allows you to threaten a win by your third turn. In Contender 4, we had a tie between Hobo Joe 455 and Quagsirus, who were both playing Dark Ritual, Swamp, and Unstoppable Slasher. This deck is remarkably fast, able to win the game by its 4th turn. Unstoppable Slasher is removal resistant and is very effective in trading with other creatures, making it one of the most powerful all-in strategies legal right now. In Contender 3, our winner was Mage of Ith, who was playing Luminarch Aspirant, Mox Pearl, and Mutavault. This is a consistent and popular deck that we've seen many times in the past that combines Luminarch Aspirant's ability to scale with Mutavault as a backup threat in case anything goes wrong. In Contender 2, our winner was Fasto Dash, who was playing Lightstall Inquisitor, Saz's Chocobo, and Undiscovered Paradise. This is further confirmation that these cards are very strong independently as well as in combination with each other. In Contender 1, we had a 4-way tie. Our first winner was Stonebrow, who was playing Cecil Dark Knight, Encroach, and Swamp. And the choice to use a basic Swamp instead of a card like Tarnished Citadel or Starting Town gave Stonebrow an advantage to other players who were also using Encroach. Our other 3 winners in this pod were Chico, Cosmic 345, and Reptare, who were all playing Ophelia, Viper Whisperer, Mox Jet, and Rishadan Port. This deck rapidly rose in popularity when Felia Exuberant Shepherd got banned, which made Ophelia the next go-to strong 2-drop that could be paired with Rishadan Port. Ophelia herself and the tokens she generates all having Death Touch make this deck very effective at going toe-to-toe with other creature-based strategies. And of course, Rishadan Port is extremely effective at shutting off your opponent's mana and will often get you free wins. And finally, in Exemplar, our winner was Yabio, who was playing Bayou, Skyshroud Cutter, and Spectre's Shriek. This is the first time we've ever seen this deck played, and it has the ability to put out a free 2/2 and attack your opponent's hand all on the first turn of the game. Now, as much as I'm super excited to see a new and interesting strategy, I am concerned that this might not be as new as it first appears to be. As it turns out, last month we banned Tide Hollow Sculler, and Tide Hollow Sculler is also a 2/2 creature that comes out on turn 1 and attacks your opponent's hand. Sky Shroud Cutter has some trade-offs that you have to make, like you have to give your opponent 5 life and you aren't able to rely on Karakas. But I suspect in most circumstances these two decks are really just going to be doing the exact same thing as each other. Yabio fell a little short of becoming the new champion, which means that Uzak has successfully defended their champion title. Uzak was playing Cecil Dark Knight, Encroach, and Swamp, and was actually one of 4 players who were playing this exact same deck. And there were 3 others playing Cecil Dark Knight, Encroach, and Tarnished Citadel, making this one of the more lopsided exemplar metas we've seen in a long time. And so, Uzak remains our reigning champion with an ELO rating of 1861. And with that, I'd like to congratulate all of our winners one more time before we move on to discussing the cards that will be included in this month's community ban vote. The first card we're going to discuss in the context of this month's community ban vote is Lightstall Inquisitor. The card only narrowly avoided a ban during last month's vote, and this month it has maintained its position as the most popular threat in the format. It's a very cool and unique card, but the fact that it's maintained its popularity and effectiveness across 2 months is a sign that perhaps it is a little bit too strong. The next card we're going to discuss is Cecil Dark Knight, which has been one of the strongest 1-drops in the format for a while now, and he naturally pairs very well with 1-cost hand attack spells because you're already committed to using black mana anyways, and Cecil is very good at trading with other single threat decks. In the context of this month, Cecil was particularly popular because he was a natural pairing for the card Encroach, but Cecil has also put up impressive results using cards like Inquisition of Kozilek. Encroach itself has been included in this month's community ban vote because the card has overperformed and was particularly popular in this meta. Historically, there have been more decks that could play without relying on non-basic lands, and during those periods of time, Encroach felt like a player needed to make a substantial trade-off to consider running the card. In the context of the current meta, however, it feels like a fairly safe strategy that can punish an enormous number of different decks. We've included Rishadan Port on this list for similar reasons. As long as the card remains legal, it is going to be very effective at shutting certain strategies out of the game and overinflating the value of certain 2-drops. In the context of this month, Ophelia Viper Whisperer was the strongest pairing for Rishadan Port, but there are many other 2-drops that could leverage Rishadan Port to a similar effect. And the final card included on this month's community ban vote was Saz's Chocobo, which we saw most frequently paired with Lightstall Inquisitor, but it was also an effective and popular card to pair with Inquisition of Kozilek. So depending on the outcome of this vote, we might see the 3 most popular 1-drops be added to the ban list. I'm very interested to hear your thoughts on these cards, and don't forget that you can cast your vote by visiting the website linked in the description of this video. Thank you again to everybody who participated in this month's tournament, and for those of you who are celebrating, I'd like to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching everyone, and see you soon.